complex mystery. But there's an outsider like yourself to begin. Easy, with a bit of yarn and blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
It's been a long time since I played this game. I think I put my last playthrough on the channel, but who knows. We're going to give ourselves the name Toshi. Our gender can stay male, we can stay young. Our origin, we'll take basically our skill tree and make it so that the things over on this side change. So I'm going to go with probably a violent pass because it'll give me high vitality, endurance, and strength. Skill and blood tinge in our arcane are all things that I won't have to use. Skill is replaced for dexterity, in case you were wondering. And arcane is magic. Blood tinge is kind of monsters in this game because they do have a lot of monster type powers, and blood echoes are essentially our soul's currency if you've never played this game or it's been long enough that you don't remember anymore. We're not going to see much of our character. We're going to be covered in armor a lot of the time, so I'm not going to bother to customize it either. We're just going to jump right in. So finalized contract, yes. These are the screens we'll see when we die. Hopefully this won't be a lot, but mind you, this is a Souls game, so we'll see how that goes for me since I played it before, but it's been a while. It gives useful information on items because in Dark Souls games or FromSoft games, as you may know them, they like to give everything pages of lore.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
So what made the werewolf randomly catch on fire? If the werewolf didn't get me, I have a feeling that they're not going to either.
You found yourself a hunter.
Yosefika's clinic. So we have my health bar that's up above my head here, and the second bar is our stamina. We have blood vials that are a little bit blocked, and quicksilver bullets I won't be using, so we won't need them. Hand scroll. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. We're going to start by getting out of here. So areas like this are messages that the game has left behind for me. I'm playing in offline mode, so I won't be clicking too many of them since I know in general how to play these games since I've been playing them a long time. And the first enemy that we can face is actually in this room, but we're actually not going to face it. We're going to run directly past it and ignore it, stop for this item, and then roll our way over to the stairwell and get out of here. Funnily enough, if you're watching an animation, it can attack you. So I end up pretty safe here. I want to pick up items along the way, but not dilly-dally for too long, because, like I said, it is going to be chasing after me. And once I get through here, there's a lock on its animation, and it just disappears. It's gone, like it was never there to begin with. We're going to stop by picking up some blood vials, which, if I didn't talk about them, they are basically our health. We can use them to heal if needed. We're going to use one now and pull this lever. Because I'm not quite ready to die yet. If I roll into these, there's Molotov cocktails back here. I'm going to roll past all these things and continue up the ladder. They can climb the ladder, but I'm using stamina to climb a little bit faster. And we're going to light our first lantern. Lanterns are essentially like bonfires in the Dark Souls games. They're going to lead us back to the main area. Then we're going to talk to our first friend. We can see that they're a friend by the color of the lantern. Never mind, we're going to dodge out of the way and possibly die. We need to die at this point anyway. We're just going to prevent it a little bit so I can pick up some items. Dying will allow us to go to what they call the Hunter's Dream, and we'll pick up some of our main items we'll need to progress through the game once we do that. But I'm going to run around first and collect what I can. If I just jump directly down here, I can open a gate that will give me a shortcut for next time in case I want it. And now we can die. So as you saw when I died, the gate was open, so we're just fine. Now for entering the Hunter's Dream for the first time, we'll play a cutscene, and then we'll get on to some of the other things. Thanks for bringing me back to Haunted Mansion from PS1. Anyway, welcome to the Hunter's Dream. The first thing people usually notice here is this doll that's sitting here. And we're actually going to go over and check out this fountain. This fountain, it says trade in blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. We don't have anything to really sell yet, but I make a habit of selling all the Quicksilver bullets. Quicksilver bullets are usually used in guns, and it's used in parrying, but I won't be parrying a lot throughout the series. Pebbles are used to throw at enemies to get their attention, and obviously we don't have anything left to sell at that point. So I'm going to buy a blood vial, and we're going to call it a day. We can hold, I think, up to 20 blood vials at a time at the moment. Then we can come over here to these messengers, and the messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one of the weapons to wield. Right-handed. They have to be right-handed, and our gun will always be left-handed, but I won't be using the gun in this playthrough. And in order to have the easiest time going through this, we're going to use the Hunter's Axe, because the Hunter's Axe is transformable. Then we can go into our menu and equip this axe, and as you can see, it starts out short, but one of the perks of Bloodborne is that you have transformable weapons. They usually can do something, so with the Hunter's Axe, we can actually make it a two-handed weapon with a really, really strong charge attack. Then it'll ask us to pick our gun, which we have the Hunter Pistol or the Hunter Blunderbuss, which I'm not going to use either one of them, but I'm required to pick one up, so I will sell it in just a moment. Then we have a notebook that we're never going to see again either. Then we also have the NPC that's here that we can constantly talk to. Technically they give us advice, but usually their advice isn't needed.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gammon, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
So he tells us to kill a few bees, but if we happen to try and strike him, he disappears like he wasn't ever there to begin with. The game has a habit of doing this to you, just making things disappear like they were never there. Anyway, we're gonna go down and, like I said, sell the hunter pistol that we got. That way we can have a little bit more money. And that will allow us to, if we go into purchasable items, I think we can get an armor set right off the bat. And we are going to purchase just the hat for now, because that's all we have the money to afford. And I'm going to immediately put that on, and now we look like this. Cool, our face is already starting to get covered. Told you there was no need to customize your character. Anyway, now that we have these items, we can go back. And since I got to the first lantern, we can immediately teleport to the first lantern. This time, this will allow us to stand out that window and talk to the NPC that's there. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit the like button. It'll help out with the analytics for the channel and bring more people to this video. Anyway, let's stop and talk here.
You must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to. But I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done.
So we're going to continue.
Cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
We're going to continue to talk to him, was what I was going to say, but he has long pauses between his dialogue that makes me think that he's done talking when he's not.
Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnumites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
And we plan to do exactly that. We will stop there, but it's going to be a ways down the line. This time around, we can fight things since we have a weapon, which will be excellent. Our first enemy will be right here. Fortunately, like I said, the charge attack with this weapon is super great. You get to spin around twice with your axe, and most things don't get a chance to attack you. In situations like this, it'll knock the shield away so that we can instantly kill them. There's a lot of boss enemies in this game that won't interact this way, and there's one that's down right over there that I'm not going to fight immediately. If I give a little tink here, I should get their attention, and some of them will come up here. If I do a quick attack instead of charge attack, I can do this. But everything will be changed to my stamina bar, and if I run out of stamina, I can't attack. Unlike in Dark Souls, we will not have a shield, which means we are required to physically dodge any attack that we want to dodge. Somebody saw me. Sound design is excellent in this game. Usually you can listen and look to find whatever is coming at you. Fortunately, villagers are not the smartest beings, so I can just walk up directly behind them and most of the time, you don't have any problems. So when the health bar is still red, when I'm taking damage, if I do strikes, I get health back for doing strikes after damage as a counter.
away with you. Now.
So yeah, not everybody that's out here during the night of the hunt is going to be friendly. In fact, most of them will not be. We will find some people that will work with us, but oftentimes they just tell us to go away.
Have you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Yep. Rude people. Also fire, because fire's fun. Oh well. So this is a fun experience. This one will be faster no matter what. And if I can chain them, it would be excellent. So swing. Which I end up fine. As you can see, this one has purple eyes. It means it killed me before. This is the one that I let kill me so I can get my weapon, so I get all my blood echoes back, just like Souls and Dark Souls. Nice and easy. I have to be careful here because there's a townsperson with a rifle right here. First gun that we get to see in the game, besides our own, of course, which I sold. There are quite a few enemies in this game that if you look before you go, you can see signs of them, like this one with the sickle right around this corner. Hey, how you doing? Nice and easy. There's another sign of this. If we come this way, we can see him right here behind this pillar. So we can go forward, then dodge back. No problem. If we run this way, we can get to this one before anything bizarre happens. Then they will try to rush us for attacking him, which I always love doing it this way because we get the most out of it this way. They come quicker. They die quicker. These ones I sometimes struggle with because their attacks don't go as far. I ran out of stamina. That could have been bad for me. But I'm going to use my first blood vial, followed by a second, and I'll gain them immediately back. It's not a big deal in this area. They will be a little more stingy with the blood vials in the areas to come. Since we killed the original villagers that were wandering through the main town space, they'll send some out, and we can continue to kill them until we don't have as many up front, and we're only dealing with a very few amount that stay at the fire. And that's another set down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that there's a dog over there because I played the game before. 5, 6. I should probably wait and let them come towards me. The one up top has a rifle, so I need to pay attention to that. If I kill the one up top, it'll probably be easier. They didn't hear or see that. Okay. Come here. So I'm gonna go a little bit over here so that they can't shoot me. And I'm fine. Then I'm gonna run after this one evidently, because he decided to come down the stairs. And that one. Dead. I love the little quirky dialogue things that they do. We're gonna stop for a cold dew. What do you think you're doing? I didn't ask for this. Oh, he did a double shove. Don't love that. Yeah, nobody asked you to do that. So, now we're gonna kill this one. Because this one has long range, I don't want him to get me in trouble in a little bit. That one's also long ranged, and there's the dog I was talking about. So the dog and that rifleman are the ones that are mainly left. Little drop attack, kill it. Just had a feeling. And now that everything's dead, we can also go over here and pick up another item, which are more blood vials. I'm at 13, it looks like, at a max, which is 20, so I need 7 more. And that's all the villagers dead. The villagers were actually gathered around a burning werewolf, which I think is kind of cool. Evidently they managed to kill it themselves, so props to them on that, but I'm not a werewolf. So the only thing that's on that body that are knocked off in the carriage is Quicksilver bullets, which I'm evidently going to struggle to say through this entire thing, but it's okay. Bloodstone shard. Blood vial. Ah, a hidden pathway, but we're not ready for hidden pathways yet, so we're just gonna go and check what's here.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
Oh well. Time to move on. So we're gonna come down here, and we can see crows for the first time, and much like the people, the crows are evil too. I'm not even gonna give them the chance to try and attack me, because I know better. Crows often have pebbles on them. Like I said, pebbles are throwable items. We're not going to use them very often, and I'm just going to get rid of them. This is a giant. Giants are really, really fun as long as you have the axe, because you can sneak up to them and just go. Then if you stand back and wait for them to strike a couple times, they do deep strikes, so you can just go right in there. No problem. And we have our first torch. Torch is good for darkness, because some of the areas of this game are awful. We'll get a different thing for it that we won't have to hold in our hand later, but we're not quite there yet. Cold dew. And we move on. So I want to come up here and wait a moment and strike the dog. If I strike that dog, I can lead the next one down before the rest of the villagers come along and notice. And that takes care of the fast-moving things. Now we just have the villagers. One of them has a rifle, so I do have to be a little bit careful. There's the one with the rifle, and I want to taunt these ones to come at me. And done. Then that will try to shoot me, but it hits the gate, so it's not a problem, and another one down. Up we go. So as we can see, this area has a lot of people that look horrified, that are seemingly statues of wax or stone. We also have giant werewolves that are over here, but we'll deal with them shortly. For now, we're going to go this way. If we go this way, we can actually get something right here. And had I been faster, I think we can get a secret item here, but oh well. There's also another hidden area that's over here, but we're not ready to drop down there quite yet. We'll get there eventually. Running back up the stairs, we're going to go to the other side. Nope, that's the area I came up from. Never mind, we need to go down further. So this is fun. I actually hate the werewolves that are in this game, but if you run this way and you go down these stairs, as long as you make it to inside, you are safe and they can't get through the doorway. It is really, really dark in here though, so it gets a little bit difficult. And the guy that was from the top of the stairs, oh, he actually managed to hit me. So they get stuck right here. I think this is excellent because if you're holding the axe, you can just throw them back a bunch. and not deal with them. This is an excellent source of farming materials right from the beginning, because they both drop a lot of blood echoes for an early game enemy, and they also drop blood vials, which are for healing. Usually 3 of them, as opposed to 2 like most major creatures will drop. I knocked the other one through the map, so I'm not getting the item from them. And it's dead. It actually gave me a bloodstone shard. Oh, nope, I still got the item from the other one. So we're actually going to go through this dark house for a moment, just because of the fact that there's a shortcut I want to unlock before I go to other ways. So as you can see, shot over guy here. Oh, but he still hit me, because I was a little slow in the uptake. There's a guy in a wheelchair that is back here. If you look carefully, you might be able to see him. He's right there. I learned in this game, anything you can lock onto is going to attack you. So, we're going to kill it before it has a chance to fire. Pungent blood cocktail, and we have a note. When the hunt began, the healing Churchill left us, blocking the great bridge to the cathedral ward as old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit night. And that's pretty much all we need to know about that. This door is the shortcut we'll unlock, and we're going to go out a little bit further to unlock another shortcut that's up ahead by our checkpoint. How dare. If we run up these stairs and we go to this gate, this is the window that we started at and the checkpoint. Excellent. We're not quite ready to go down that pathway yet. We haven't unlocked what we need for it, so we're going to go back up the stairs. And out the way we came. Now that we're a little further along, we can take a drop here, and we'll continue on. If we go this way, I believe... Yeah, here is the door that we couldn't unlock. Just as another checkpoint to get further along. And I will check, but I don't think I'm missing anything at this point. I am not. So we can actually kill the dogs that are in these cages, but we have to be careful because I'm sure at least one of them is loose somewhere. That dog got confused on where we were, which is okay. As we can see, there's a dog barking over there at one of the red lanterns, which tells us there's an NPC there. Free items are not often given in Dark Souls games, so always be skeptical. We're gonna go over here.
You're a hunter. Then, well, do you know of any safe places?
We actually don't happen to know of any safe places at the moment. And if we try...
Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you want to cut off your arses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what, Libby? Are you going to tell me you're not?
No.
Still a no. Good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
Unfortunately, I don't think you're mad. I will come back to help you, just not now, because I don't have any information yet. So if we break this, we actually can find another hidden area. This one's a little bit more difficult than some of the other ones because of the fact that we can walk on very, very skinny platforms. I want to carefully walk over and cut this without falling. That will allow us to get it later. We're going to do the same thing to one that's over here. And I nearly fell, but we're all good. Then we're going to break some more barrels and come over here.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
Bold Entry Smart.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're a little different from the beasts themselves.
Which that is just something we can actually do.
Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
Which I happen to agree, but now if we go to this menu, I believe this menu? Maybe not. Oh, didn't mean to do that. One of these menus allows us to basically use quick emojis. It's this menu. And we can switch now to the one that she just gave us. And the fun thing about this is that it uses motion controls. I don't love it, but it evidently won't let me use it. Do I have to be in that menu to use it? I think I can test it by pressing a button, so I don't have to use the motion controls. But if I stand this way and I click it, it's a fluid movement that goes actually through her stuff too. So we get to see her outfit move, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, since we're done with this area, we're going to do a fancy little thing that I learned about the first time that I was playing this game, where we need to line up our drop with one of the things down below. If I can line it up correctly, we will land on top of this and not take as much damage, and we won't die. So now we only take a smidgen of damage as opposed to a lot. We're gonna go up here and kill a beast that I saw wandering up first, because I feel like it's easier than dealing with other things. Done. We're going to wander through the back first, because the back usually has hidden enemies, like the one that I can see right there because of the light. That's trying to look directly at me. It totally knows I'm there. But yeah. And done. I know that there is a person with a rifle right here that we're gonna take care of before we go through the other side. And to just double check, we're gonna go through this side as well to make sure we took care of everything in this room. We did not. There's an item here. Ooh, I got hit by that. That's not bad. I'm gonna back up. Spear wielders can be a little bit difficult. They have more health and they are more aggressive. But I'm not going to die to anything that silly, especially with full blood vials. We're not going to stay on the upper path quite yet. We can come back to the upper path later. I'm going to drop down here and get one of the items, and then we'll drop down the other path later. Yeah, we'll drop down this side first. So rats are also extra aggressive. But usually they give you... Oh, that one didn't die. Poison daggers. But these ones did not, for whatever reason. I was actually worried about dying there. During one of the... Close to one of these culverts, you can hear something weird sometimes. Is it this one? It's not that one. Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, it must be on the other side. We're gonna go down here, though, and there's some more rats to take care of. Oh, they did a frenzy attack. Frenzied attacks fucking hurt. I actually nearly died there. Good thing I shortened my weapon to make my attacks faster. We got Madman's Knowledge, which will come in handy for when we go back. Madman's Knowledge will allow us to level up, because this game's a little strange when it comes to the level up system. Okay. So now we can travel back up to the main area. Ow. Spear Wilder, but I'm just gonna lure it inside because this was the area we were at previous, so there'll be nothing to fight me here besides it. And it's dead. And the gun person should be just across the bridge. There's two of them in this case, but we're gonna kill this one first because it's closer. And done. Of course, the crows are always evil, so we kill the crows. And then if we line up a drop here, we can get an item. This one is a little bit tricky. You can bounce directly off this if you don't line it up right. Which I really hope that I have it lined up right. I do. Excellent. So I bought a piece of this armor earlier, but we're about to get the rest of the armor set that we tried to get before. A little ways ahead. Trying to make sure I get all the items along the way. That way I can sell them if needed. That's where I came from. Is there anything back here? No. Okay. We're ready to continue on then. Actually, there's likely some items at the back up above. I'll check real quick and then we'll move on. There is. I see one. Cold Dew, which is excellent. Those give me blood echoes. I didn't pick up whatever this is. That should be most things, I feel like, but I'll make sure. There's something over there. Can I get there? No. I can't get there. How dare. We're just gonna take a drop here. If I take the drop, then I can go back up here, I believe, and we will unlock another shortcut. We can also talk to an NPC that I wanted to talk to this way. We're gonna go this way first so that we can complete the crows and get an item. Yeah, no to any of that. Madman's Knowledge, which is always excellent. We can see that there's a light under this door. Sometimes we can knock in areas like this, and sometimes we can't.
Trying to fool me to open this door. Heaven's depths of depravity.
Anyway, so they're not coming out anytime soon, and we're gonna defeat another giant. And done. Up we go. And we're gonna open this real quick, and then we'll talk to the NPC. Evidently, I left an item here anyway, so it's a good thing I made my way back. This is the area that the first giant was in that we saw. The giant fountain is right here. Anyway.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Can you please look for my mum? She never came back from the hunt, and she went to Fountain, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
We're going to tell her that we will find her mother.
Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs, and when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
So we are going to equip that to our quick select items. This will be important for a boss later down the line, and I want to make sure that I have it. It is just a music box though. It sounds like this. And that's all it does. Anyway, now that we've unlocked the shortcut, we're going to go back down to the other area and continue forward. Might as well continue forward at full health. And one more ladder that we could use. These look like they're dead, but I can lock onto them so they're not. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they're weird looking. Even though it attacked me, I didn't take health there because of the fact that I did the counter. And then we have Quicksilver bullets, which I don't use, so who cares? More of them. I missed an item over there. I'll have to go back for it. Shame. Blood vials. It's never a bad idea to have plenty of blood vials because they actually stock up more than 20. We just can't carry more than 20 at a time. They go into a storage container and they basically will stack, and every time that we go back to the home space and or we die, it'll come back to us until we run out in storage. So, we're gonna continue downwards. Its stompy hands were trying to attack me. More things that are coming down from above. So we can go up here, but I'm not prepared to go up here quite yet. We're actually going to come face this pig first. Cool. If we come directly behind the pig, we can do a special attack, but evidently I missed it. And evidently that wasn't perfect for the special attack either, but we got the Saw Hunter's badge. So Hunter's Badges will unlock new weapon items back at our home base area. There's a couple different areas that I want to go now. We're going to go up the ladder that we saw before, and then we're going to come back and come up a ladder here too. Ladders. So this is the base of the bridge. This elevator real quick so that we have it for use later. Simply riding it up unlocks it for us to use. There are two giants there. We're not going to bother with them right now. We're actually going to go immediately back down. And we are going to go down the ladder that we came up just a second ago. And we're going to go up the ladder and we'll end up on the other side of this bridge. And up the ladder. We're gonna stop taking... Never mind, we're gonna go down to heal, because evidently I can't heal on the ladder. I want to make sure I have health for this area, because sometimes it gets a little sketchy. So coming up this way will allow us to skip quite a few enemies going across that bridge, and they're gonna die anyway, so we still will get their souls, because they light this giant ball of fire and kill their own people. Then there's a giant and a shielded one. We're gonna dodge around them for a second until he does a heavy attack, then we're going to hit him with ours. Giants can be a little tricky if you're not using heavy attacks, so usually I try to stick to using the heavies to throw them around. So we got shining coins. Shining coins are only used to mark the place that you are currently at. It's a pathway marker, and I think they're pretty useless. This one, for some reason, survived the giant flaming boulder, so he's gonna die. But I came down here to get the items that are often dropped. We're going to go up a little further than this before we backtrack. We want to kill these guys so that we can get the item that they're guarding. This gets a little sketchy because they're both big beasts, but if we bring them this way, we can funnel them into this pathway, then charge attack. That eliminates one. This will eliminate the other. Then we'll get this item, and I don't want to proceed any further than this because that will take us technically to the second boss of the game. We're going to go back and do the first. The first boss of the game will be the Cleric Beast, which is actually a really interesting one. So if I take the shortcut down that we had earlier, I can go back and spend my blood echoes at the Hunter's Dream before I face the first boss. I'm also going to stop to battle those two giants because they'll give me just slightly more. So at this point in the game, two giants should be a little bit difficult, but as long as I, like I said, use my heavy attacks, they should be nothing. Get them to charge at me. I actually just about died there. That would have been embarrassing. I'm gonna heal so that I don't have that happen. That's the closest I've come to dying this entire live stream. Not a problem, though. Because of the fact that we chose the mildly violent path, we get more health, which causes us to have an easier time overall. Health and strength. Like I said, we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream and buy some items, probably level up. Which means if I want to level up, I need to use a Madman's Knowledge. This will allow us to gain something called Insight. Insight in this game is literal eyes inside of the brain. This causes us to become an eldritch being of sorts, and we're able to see things that normal people can't as hunters. But it also causes us to become part of the problem, which is becoming a beast. Anyway, as you can see, the strange doll that was sitting here before is now up and active.
Hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable Hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
Yeah, so we can actually talk to her if we want to. Talking will not do anything, but we can do it if we want to. Channeling blood echoes is the way that we actually level up.
Stand close. Now shut your eyes.
So, as you can see, I have a 15 in strength, so what I need to level up is endurance to start. Endurance and health are going to be what get me through the day here, at least until I have it equal with my strength. Which, that's that then, at least for leveling up. Then we're going to go into our inventory, we're going to use the cold dews that we picked up throughout the time that we were exploring. Then we're going to wander back over here, and we're going to sell some items. I'm never going to use Quicksilver bullets, I'm never going to use Molotovs, I'm never going to use oil urns, I'm never going to use blood-pungent cocktails, no throwing knives, no pebbles, no bold hunter's marks, no shining coins. We want to keep the Madman's Knowledge in case we need it. And I don't need the original outfit anymore, so I can sell the hood from that too. That brings us pretty much back up to where we left off. Then I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to evidently collect some items because I can. Right. So the Beckoning Bell and the Silencing Bell would usually be used for online play. We can use it for offline play because of the fact that this game has some NPCs that you can summon that will help you with boss. The Old Hunter's Bell is usually for summoning enemies from online, but we're not going to be doing that either since we're playing offline like I talked about. We're going to fortify our weapon. We fortify our weapon using the Bloodstones, which we picked up around the map too. We do require a small amount of blood echoes to do it as well, but it's worth it in the long run because of the fact that it makes your weapon more powerful. As you can see, I now have an attack of 125, and our next upgrade will give us plus 13 on attack. We can also see down below that this weapon is considered technically a dexterity weapon, so not a dexterity weapon, a strength weapon, because of the fact that E is its lowest stat, D is its highest stat, and obviously the highest stat required to use it is strength. We can also repair our weapon. I don't think it needs it yet. It doesn't need it yet, so we're not going to bother with that. If your weapon is damaged, it will do less damage to other things. So that kind of sucks somewhere in between. I also talked about that we have access to weapons now. These weapons were not here before, but they, all except for the saw spear, were our options at the beginning for weapons. Here are the pistols that we had. These are a little bit different. These are Yarnamite stuff, but we're going to get a hunter version, so I'm not going to spend very much money on it. The only thing I bought was the hat. Which we might have skipped the area with that. It doesn't matter either way. I can purchase them so that we don't have to go back. Changing my mind. Then I will spend the rest of the money on the blood vials to make sure I have plenty in storage, and we'll move forward. As you can see in that menu, it said that I have 33 total, which means I'll take 20 with me, and the others will go to storage. I'm going to switch my outfit to being the new outfit. we will now look like this. Which, this is very similar to the Hunter's outfit. It's just the town's version of the Hunter's outfit. Then we're going to go back to Central Yarnum. No, we're going to go back to the Sick Four first, because there's one NPC that I want to meet before I do the first boss. So the Sick Four was where we originally woke up at the very beginning. However, we're not going to spawn there, even though that's what we're selecting. So this tells us that the Crowfeather garb is worn by Eileen, which tells us that Eileen was the person that we met earlier. We are slightly below. The room that we first entered was right here, and the door is now closed, and we have the talk icon. If we peer through, we can see there is clearly a woman with white hair and a white dress.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do.
And we get Yosefka's blood. So Yosefka's blood is an interesting one, just specifically due to the fact that Yosefka's blood will also increase our stamina recovery. We haven't killed this one yet. It's at half health. I thought I'd come back to do so at least once. So that's that. I would go back to the teleporter, but it actually is faster at this point just to walk, so I don't have to go through any loading screens. Who noticed me? You noticed me. I was unprepared for a villager to notice me. We're gonna come over here. This enemy is called an Executioner. He has a rare drop that he can give us right from the beginning, and I'm gonna hope that we get it. They're very hard to fight, but worth it in the long run. Okay, that went over better than it usually does, and it did drop us the rare item. So next time we go back, we can slot something in that we usually don't have from the beginning into our weapon. We're going to climb up here, and we're going to head towards the Cleric Beast, the first boss of the game. I need to take the path that we opened up on this side and go through the house, up the stairs, back to that main bridge. I forgot that you were here. So obviously there's going to be a few enemies along the way, but they're not anything we can't handle. We're not going to defeat every enemy we come across. I'm actually going to just try to head most of the way there without too much of an issue. Because there isn't much left for us to collect that's around anyway. Once we get to here, those enemies cannot come forward. And here's our first boss, the Cleric Beast. If I get behind it, normally it can't attack me much, so I'm gonna try and stay behind it most of the time. It did a smidgen of damage, but not very much. So when it does that, that means it's basically blood infused and it becomes angry and does more damage. It was trying to do an enraged attack to me there. It completely missed, but good job. And it's dead. So that is our first boss of the game. Done right off the bat. And now I get the Sword Hunter's badge and I can light this new lamp. Great. So glad. We're going to run directly back to the other lamp, and we're going to continue forward after we level up at the Hunter's Dream. And we'll continue right to the other boss that I talked about that was on top of the bridge. I think we have enough to level up, and even if we don't, I think I can give us enough to level up. So now we have 15 for our first 3 stats. I'm not going to spend much time leveling up skill, but I want to make sure skill gets at least to level 10. That'll take care of the blood echoes. I don't think we have anything in our inventory that's worth selling. We do not. We are going to go and equip that gem no matter what it does. It should give us a small perk on our weapon. We cannot, evidently. I thought we could. We just can't. Oh well, we can still go to the first boss and get that done. We're gonna go to Central Yharnam, which is our teleport that's over by the man at the window. I would talk to them more, but they don't have anything else to say to us, so we'll just repeat the same lines of dialogue until we get to the Healing Church. And we're gonna run straight down this way. We have 5 insight now, 1 from the original Madman's Knowledge, and another 4 from seeing the Cleric Beast. We're not gonna bother with battling any of this, we're just gonna roll past it and call it a day. See you later. So it's a fun thing that you can do here. If you run past all these people, you can actually slip in between. Oh, that didn't work this time. But if I run here and jump, I actually miss the fireball altogether and it does no damage to me. I want to go into this fight with full health. It's a little bit of a difficult one, but we're gonna be fine.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
So you say. So we actually don't want to remain close to him. He's very fast. We're going to use these gravestones to kind of cheat him. As long as we stay far enough back, he will try to attack through them, and our quick attacks will allow us to do heavy things while he tries to attack us. Because of the range of our Hunter's axe.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
So now he's going to transform, and he becomes a beast because of the fact that he's close to death. And now break through all of the gravestones. Ugh. It's also very, very fast in this one. It won't let me move. Please let me move. At this point, I want to make sure I'm using the music box, because the music box will make him remember his daughters and panic. And he's dead. Whew. That was a little bit sketchy there for a second. Let's sit down and just have a minute to think about that. Well, that was fun. Time to get up and keep moving. We're going to light a lantern. Now that we defeated him, there should be a lantern over here. Then we're going to continue up to the Healing Church, which will be up this way. But as opposed to just going straight there, we're going to make actually a roundabout stop. If we stop here, we found a woman with blonde hair, and if we pick up the item, it's a red jeweled brooch. If we crush this, we actually can get a thing for a weapon that is pretty good for later, but we're not going to do that. We're going to return it to the little girl for storyline purposes after we stop at the Healing Church, which is up this way. We can see that there's another note over here, so I'll stop and read it. The Bergenware spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. There's a chest here, so let's Legend of Zelda it. What do we got? The Blood Gem Workshop tool. So that's what I was missing to slot gems into my weapon, which is excellent. So, as you can see, we are now in the Cathedral Ward. This is considered the Healing Church. And if we come over here, there's a strange being, but this is not a monster because I cannot walk onto it.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. Screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind.
So we now have a place to tell people to go, and we're going to do exactly that. We're going to stop back at the Hunter's Dream so I can teleport back to the previous area, and we'll talk to the guy at the window, then we'll talk to the little girl, then we will talk to the old woman. Once more. I don't think we quite have enough to level up again yet, but I'll check while we're here.
Very well, let me.
As it turns out, we do, and I'm going to put it into strength, because that will give us a solid 130 for a right-hand weapon attack. also increases your physical defense just slightly, which is always a good thing to have.
Farewell, Buddha.
So we are going back to Central Yarnum. And here we are. We're going to talk to the guy at the window again.
You needn't concern yourself with me. I'm afraid I'm of little help now. But before I take this...
Flame sprayer.
Use of it, but perhaps you... What afflicted me was incurable. But this time gave me hope. Their strange blood bought me time. I was most fortunate. Unharmed by the plague of beasts. I can even die human.
So that's all they have to say for now, and I believe that's the last time we talked to them, but they did give us a flamethrower, so all things considered, that's good. We're gonna take the express route to the little girl. We're not gonna bother to fight anyone along the way, because I don't feel like doing so. Oh, I got stuck. That's okay. The only area we might run into hang-ups is right here, and luckily we didn't. And we're back at the little girl.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still can't find my mum.
Let's give her the brooch.
Mr. Hunter, was it really her? Mummy? Mummy? Eloy?
So the little girl is sad. So now if we go to a teleporter to teleport back to the Hunter's Dream, we can come back here once more. But before I do that, I want to stop and talk to the old woman. So just like before, we are going to trigger everything here and run for a second. If I can trigger them all to come down here, then I can loop back around to go up. Then I don't have to fight anything. Then all I have to do is take the second exit to get out of here. Which is this one. And I'm all good. Actually, I think I dropped down the wrong side. Fuck. No, I did not. Okay, because the dog cages are over here. All good.
So what is it now? Are much better ways to pass the time. Unless you found me a nice, safe place.
So we also have the option, if we want to use Josephika as a reference here. I'm going to use the Odin Chapel.
An outsider worth a lick of salt. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with.
Yeah, so that's that. We are now going to die, if we can help it. Actually, we can stop and pick up the other item that I missed from the rats area. as long as we do a drop. It clearly sees me. Fine, if you're gonna play games, I'm gonna hurt you. I believe this is the side we didn't get before. It is. Just to get that done nice and easy. The item we missed, which is the saw spear, because we can sell it later. Then we need to either die or get to a checkpoint. It doesn't matter either way now. I swear that I missed... Yeah, the closest checkpoint will be the place where we just killed the hunter. Gascoigne was his name. Oh, I need to go in there. There we go. Obviously the pig's too big to fit through there, so I'm gonna be fine. So we're going to return to the little girl one more time. So this is a weird experience that happens sometimes. The doll actually comes up and visits this grave right here.
Welcome home. What is it? Over time, countless hunters have visited this stream. The graves here stand in their memory. It all seems so long ago now. Farewell.
So yeah, a little bit interesting. We're gonna stop and purchase some more blood vials for now before we move on. As you can see, we now have the Chief Emblem, which is something that we can get for later, but it's very expensive, and the Kirk Hammer is what the new weapon was that the Sword Hunter badge unlocked. Back to Central Yharnam. This will be the last time we go back for a little while, then we're just going to continue forward. These loading screens are a little longer than I'd like. Anyway. We're going to do much the same thing as before and dodge the villagers and just go back to that window. As we can see, as opposed to before, the window is out and there's no response. We're gonna go down here. If you remember, there's a giant down here. The giant's now dead. We're now going to go down further with the ladder that is over here. This time around, we're going to stop back that giant pig that we saw from earlier. This time around when we kill it, there's actually an extra item, and we can pick up the red messenger ribbon. If we go into our inventory to look at the red messenger ribbon, blah, 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 English, where the fuck is it? There it is. It gives us red ribbon that the messengers are oddly fond of. The thick, pungent red was drawn from the organs of some unfortunate victim. A strange choice indeed, but perhaps for the messengers, wearing this accessory constitutes a form of mourning. So that's actually everything I'm going to do in this live stream. I originally started because certain people that were within my Discord community decided they wanted me to play this game again. But thank you so much for watching if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to like and leave comments. I know I missed some items. I'm just not going to come back to them. We're going to move forward as smoothly as possible. Anyway, later for